Hey guys, welcome back to the Heroes of the Cards number 3. I'm Azael here with Kriparian for day 5, and we are moving on in to the second semi-final matchup. It's going to be Lothar going up against Ekop.
Uh, yeah, I think both of these players have been pretty lucky so far in the tournament, and time to see if luck runs out for one of them.
Yeah.
Who's your money on? Who's king of the RNG in this one?
I don't know, man. I'm gonna bet on Ekop. I feel like Lothar has been doing pretty well, but he's kind of been getting by the skin of his teeth a couple times in these decks, and I feel like the fact that Ekop has seen everything, all the cards of Lothar, whereas Lothar hasn't gotten to really see anything from Ekop. I think that should give Ekop enough of an edge.
Well, we'll see. I think both players have been playing pretty damn well, though you are certainly right about Ekop having much more decisive victories with his Zulak. Now, do you expect Ekop to lead with any other deck in this scenario?
I don't think so. I mean, it's been working out so well. Why not just keep rolling, man? See how far you can take this. I think it's worth just going for the zoo and see what you can get
Yeah.
done with it.
Now, what I'm thinking is that Ekop kind of got by because he was playing against mostly controlling decks
Yep.
in his lineup, and Lothar's playing all his decks with the variation with the little death rattle dudes. And I think if Ekop opens it with Zulok, he's actually I don't feel he's at a big advantage against any of Lothar's decks, at least the ones that I remember.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree. I don't think it's even that he has amazing matchups with it or anything like that. I just think it's like it's been going so well for him. And I mean, we've seen Zoo. Zoo can take wins against anything, man. It's like
Yeah, absolutely.
it's really strong, and he's been doing really well with it. So I feel like even if your zoo falls down, it's not the end of the world. And because there's no like specific matchup that maybe you really want to bring out the zoo in for this matchup, because especially like Lothar has so many aggressive decks that I don't think there's anything that you're saving zoo for like as a counter or something. So I just feel like there's no reason to not just bring it out at the start and see what he can get done, because he still has his other two decks, and we don't know what's in them. Obviously, Lothar doesn't either, and if that falls flat, then he can start bringing those out.
Now, another pretty interesting thing is we were talking about bans that a lot of players have banned Warlock and Hunter so far in the tournament. Now, while both players are running Warlock and Hunter, both players will actually be able to use their Warlock and their Hunter deck. Neither player banned either of
Wow.
those classes. Lothar banned the Priest of Ekop, and Ekop banned the Rogue of Lothar. So the players line up our Warlock Hunter for each, and Lothar, in addition to those, brings Druid. Ekop, in addition to those, brings Warrior. And I think Druid versus Warrior is a pretty even matchup. I think it's fairly close to 50%. So I actually, in terms of the deck, in terms of the deck, in terms of the lineups, I think I would give this to Lothar just because he has the slightly faster decks. He won't be punished as hard against Ekop's Warlock or his Hunter.
Yeah, definitely very fair to say. We'll have to see how it is going to work out, though. We definitely saw some dream starts from Ekop, and I mean, if you can get those perfect starts against anything, you can definitely have a great potential to take it. So we are going to be seeing these two players started off here now. This is going to be game number 1, best of 5 semifinals, guys, and we will find out what they're going to be starting with. It looks like it is going to be the Hunter for Lothar. Ekop gonna have to choose up his deck, and we'll find out what he's gonna
I
want to
do
play
want
with
to
pretty soon.
mention just how good the Priest ban is that Lothar made on Ekop. I mean, if you look at it, his decks are Druid, Warlock, and Hunter, and every single one of those is a Death Rattle build. So, like, that is what Priest is good against with the Shadow
Mhm.
Menace and the Cabal Shadow Priests and the Holy Novas and the Pyromancers.
Yeah,
So,
very
I
intelligent.
mean, yeah, in terms of the deck list and in terms of the bans, I think Lothar comes out way ahead here. And I actually think Ekop has it cut out for him. I think Ekop may be one of the favorites in the tournament from his performance so far. but in terms of the decks themselves, I think Lothar is ahead right now.
Well, Ekop definitely taking some time here to decide what exactly he's going to want to start things off with, and he's thinking about going with the Hunter, and it's looking like it's going to actually just be Hunter versus Hunter to start things off. So it seems like it's pretty coin flippy from what we've seen so far in this tournament. Definitely, I mean, every Hunter versus Hunter that we've seen so far in the tournament has been very one-sided. It's just been someone gets way out ahead and is able to basically just kind of crush through.
Okay.
I think a lot's gonna come down to these opening hands here.
Oh, if you have Undertaker, you mull in 3 other cards, and then you're in pretty good shape.
Yeah. Oh god.
There you go.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, he can Undertaker, coin, Leper Gnome, turn 2 Mad Scientist.
And Lothar has no 1-drop. This is kind of over.
Well, we'll
Even
see.
The flare
and,
too.
The flare, yeah, the flare as well is ouch.
This is so over.
Oh my god, man.
Thanks.
Ekop with the BM.
Who needs Zoo when you got Undertaker Hunter, am I right?
Yeah. Just another form of Zoo, man. Let's be honest.
Here I think what you do is Haunted Creeper to try to set up for an Explosive Trap or a Lucky Juggler next turn.
Yeah. I like that play. I mean, none of the plays are very appealing here. Besides that, I don't think there's really much else you could go with. You could drop Mad Scientist or something like that, but I mean, it's just not a very appealing play. Hunter Creeper is the only thing that's really has a chance of sticking to the board a little bit.
I just think
like
Mad Scientist will be ignored.
Yeah, exactly. I know, I agree. You know, Juggler just gets killed. Mad Scientist can be dropped, but yeah, like you said, it's probably just gonna get ignored. Or I mean, potentially.
He goes the Mad Scientist. He has the flare.
He could kill it and flare it up, yeah. But I think you just keep going face.
He's flared next turn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you can get double traps. Okay, so he does decide to take it out.
Now what comes out here? Let's see if the Explosive Trap is playable.
No, it's not. It's not.
It is not. So that is an Explosive
He's running
Trap.
double explosive. Okay. These charge minions are not going to be that useful here, I feel.
I think you might Wolf Rider into the Undertaker. Oh man, how bad would that be?
Ugh. Yeah, that's gross, but you're right. Unless your opponent has double Death Rattle, that seems like what you could do. I mean, you know, you could drop a Haunted Creeper, but that feels so slow. You can't play a Juggler. You
can Arcane Golem into it as well.
Yeah. I don't think you want to give your opponent extra mana though.
Oh,
and that just screams that okay, I have an Explosive Trap. So now it's gonna get flared up for sure. You can drop the Web Spinner as well and buff it up more. I mean, he's already gonna be down below 20 HP with his opponent at full.
Well, it's still pretty acceptable just because he has the Explosive Trap next turn as well.
Yeah. Double Explosive really is kind of what's keeping him in this game. And not
actually, I think Ekop is playing into that. I think Ekop is playing around that by not playing the Web Spinner. So if he sees another trap go down here, he's not necessarily committed to not attack. I think he could just pop it.
Yeah, very true.
I think here you'd be crazy not to Explosive.
Yeah,
Being Haunted Creeper Explosive.
Explosive Haunted, yeah. Now imagine if he draws like he's running double explosive, his opponent is running Ekop's running double flare, just top decks a flare.
I think there's a few things that he can draw. Like any Death Rattle that survives or has interesting Death Rattle effect, like another Web Spinner is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, this Tiger Uppercut version.
I mean, I think you have to check for the trap, and then you could play your just Animal Companion Web Spinner. Now the question is, do you hit the Haunted Creeper with the Mad Scientist? That's what he's thinking about. I mean, in this situation, because it is a second explosive, it's obviously better to go Haunted Creeper first, but he's gonna lose them both the Explosive Trap.
I think this is fine because I think the trap that gets forced out here is Freeze Trap. So you want Freeze Trap triggering on the Haunted Creeper, not on the 1/1.
Yeah. Very true. And definitely really pushing the pace here, and I mean he can Lothar next turn as well, try to like defend the board. But this is looking really rough, and I mean I think that's like you drop the juggler and you try to trade in, but you have to know it's a freezing trap. There's not really anything much that you can do. I mean you could arcane golem, but I mean geez, this is kind of ugly. I think you're gonna have to arcane golem, yeah, and hope for the good juggles. Now the question I guess is, do you attack with the arcane golem first? I feel like you attack with the arcane golem first, and then like attack, and then you trade
Yeah,
in
you have to.
for the juggles. Yeah. But remember, it's a snake trap too. So if he attacks that, he is gonna get the freezing trap, and will the snake trap trigger also? No.
I think so. I think it does.
Okay, so they both trigger. Okay, so they both trigger, and so now he can trade into the Huffer, and we'll see where the juggles do fall. He's gonna be able to clear up a couple 1/1s very likely. Yeah, so I think that's the best he could have done there.
If he gets 2 that aren't web spinner, he's in good shape. Yeah. You don't really want to kill off web spinner. Actually, I guess it doesn't matter because he's going to kill it off. In general, you want your opponent to initiate the trade.
I just like Lothar Lever Gnome here. I think that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah. And if you play Lothar that's going to survive the next turn, it's basically a tiger. But a tiger's more useful because if you're losing the board, you can still play him and have him survive the turn. So Lothar is pretty much at full strength on this turn, and that's all you'd play him.
I mean, this is just such a good turn. I mean, you can trade in the Arcane Golem and a Spider to kill off that. Oh, he's going face? Wow.
Is he? I guess I'm a little behind. I didn't see the going face part.
Yeah, he went full face with it, so he's not actually going to trade in. I guess he just feels like it's desperation mode, and he needs to start drawing and just hope to do something to finish it off. Eaglehorn Bow coming out, though, is gonna
give it a refresh here to catch up with you.
Yeah, so the state of the board is, he's going face with his Lothar, and he just drew Eaglehorn Bow. He's gonna go face with that as well. So he's putting him down to 6 HP, sitting at 23. So Ekop at 23 HP and Lothar at 6 right now. Lothar just drew his own Eaglehorn Bow, and he's gonna concede. Doesn't see
it's not even close to enough damage. He'd have to like tracking out a flare.
Yeah.
No, he had to draw like a kill command and then track a flare, or the opposite. He needed 2 cards to save himself there, and when you don't get either, then what can you do?
Not much, and that's what he's gonna realize. So it is gonna be game number 1 going to Ekop, who is now 7-0 in the tournament. Has not been doing too shabby. Yeah, we'll see if he can make this run continue. Maybe he can go 3-0 with a Hunter now and just mix it up. Bring out his third deck, go 3-0 with that in the finals. But we'll see, guys. We're gonna give him a minute to think things through. We'll see what Lothar wants to come out with right after this. Hey guys, welcome back to day 5 here. It's the semifinals day in Heroes of the Cards number 3, and we are in semifinal number 2, Lothar versus Ekop. Ekop just took game number 1 in the Hunter versus Hunter, and it's looking like Lothar thinking about bringing out that Zoo.
Zoo versus Hunter is not really the best, is the issue. But I think his other deck, Druid, that worse?
I think it is. I think
It's
Druid is
really
probably
hard to
worse,
say.
but
This is
but
a really
he has
tough.
a different
It's a
variation
really
on
tough
it. So
call. Yeah,
I mean, if it was the
I
normal
think this is
Druid,
a
I would
really
say
tough
for
call.
sure. But
Mm-hmm.
with the Death Rattle Druid, I don't know. I mean, it's different. He definitely has more aggressive early game minions and stuff.
Yeah.
At the same time, we haven't seen him actually, with that Death Rattle Druid, although he does have those early game minions in there, we actually haven't seen him one time get like the early game Undertaker or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, either way, it is going to be that Zoolock coming out here for Lothar, and we'll see
Whoa.
what he can get
That is a
done.
hand.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh my
That's
god.
a hand for Ekop.
Yeah. Well,
Man,
and
Ekop is running so well in this tournament.
yeah, and we talked
Oh,
about
it's the
how
thanks emote. Thanks. Oh man,
when it's
that's
Undertaker
dirty.
Versus Undertaker, going first turn is so big.
It is.
Oh man, yeah, he's been spamming the thanks, dude.
Bring out your dead.
Definitely that paired with the luck he's getting it's gotta be a little bit annoying.
Well, the Void Caller is a good drop here because
the Voidwalker,
yeah, it saves them here.
Yep, prevents that free trade. That is why going first is so nice. But either way, still good play here for him. And I mean, he's gonna have the potential to be able to next turn with the Eagle Horn Bow to be able to clear stuff up.
Goody.
Yeah, but it's Eagle Horn with the Mad Scientist about to proc, because there's no way the Mad Scientist is gonna proc this turn. He's got two threats. The only way he deals with them both is the Dire Wolf, and if he does deal with them both, he can't trigger the trap as well.
Yeah.
Unless the trap is a snake, I guess. But if you give that bow that extra charge, especially with this hand and this opener, I think Ekop can't lose.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it's good for the hunter to have the Eagle Horn.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like you wanna.
I think it's fun to creep return.
Yeah, you have to buff up the Undertaker. Take
Yeah.
the free trade with Undertaker, and then I think you just ignore the Mad Scientist and you go face
Yeah.
with the Voidwalker, because then the Mad Scientist can't trade in and die just to the Voidwalker next turn anyway, So it's like I think that's the best play.
Mm-hmm.
You take the free trade, you go face with the Voidwalker, and you're left with a pretty decent board. It's actually gonna take out the Mad Scientist. That's not something I expected at all.
I think he's gonna try to freeze the Voidwalker.
Okay, so that's what he's
it
hoping
didn't
for.
work. Yeah.
So it is a snake trap.
All right. Now is Unleash good here? Not that good, no. Not good enough.
Yeah.
Now with the Juggler draw, it's probably just best to save it.
Looks like he just wants to drop the Juggler and a Gnome.
50-50 with the way he's running. It's juggling time, man. It's hitting something.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh,
Ooh.
doesn't get it. Pretty big.
Yeah, that is really big. I mean, it's still very strong because like the board is getting terrifying right now, and Lothar's not able to deal with it simply because he knows there's a snake trap there.
Yeah.
Like this whole game is being played around that trap right now.
Knowing that, do you think you just Undertaker egg and just go face, and then set up for next turn perhaps with the wolf, or do you because I mean you can't really attack in anyway for trades. Like Undertaker egg might not be too bad. You buff up your Undertaker, you have the potential to trade in your egg next turn with Direwolf Alpha, and try to potentially take back some board control once you've kind of like got a little bit of a stronger board.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, you could if you're not gonna trade with minions. I don't really think you need to drop the wolf. So yeah, that is gonna be the play.
Face time.
Yep.
mean, Ekop has to be loving this. This Unleash is going to destroy that board.
Yeah, but I mean, knowing what Lothar knows, I think it's the right play. I think there's not much else you can really do.
Actually, do you kill the egg with the Undertaker first? Before the Unleash starts? I know you kill the Haunted Creeper with probably the Juggler.
Yeah, it might not be bad. Yeah, because it does give you a lot more value. You definitely don't want to kill the egg off with your juggles.
And it really might die.
Yeah. Yeah, there is potential for sure.
Yeah, I don't like that. I think the Knife Juggler should do it. To make
Yeah,
that
keep the
attack.
juggler alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. Because it's not like there's going to be some... I mean, Mortal Coils are the only thing that would get like kind of like a free trade with that, so I don't think it's really something you have to really concern yourself with. He's going to start juggling.
Okay, at least with this, you can kill Undertaker for free,
Yeah.
but... Or he's gonna kill both Undertakers.
Okay.
No? No.
Huh. Well, down to 17 already. Trap still up there. Can't really deal with the board. There's still Unleash available. Oh, Soulfire's not bad. I think you just have to Dwarf then Soulfire the Undertaker.
Yeah. Have to do
I don't think you can leave that out there anymore. It's too threatening.
So many possibilities.
Thinking it through, but I think that is going to be the
3
play.
Juggles. If the Juggles kill the egg, he actually has to lose his own Undertaker here.
Oh, he's going to decide to prioritize the juggler. So that was definitely the other choice there.
Just so you don't get juggled out.
Yeah, yeah. Especially
I guess
knowing
that's pretty
that there's still Unleashes there and everything.
Mm-hmm. Did he just make a miss attack? No. Okay.
Oh, goody.
Almost seemed like it.
Yeah.
So Ekop has
This-
4 damage. Has 5 like anytime he wants, but he only use 3 of that. I think it might be Tiger time.
Yeah, I think Tiger is pretty reasonable here. Yeah, I think Tiger's the play. Now the question is, do you start trading stuff in? Like, you know, are you worried about that board yet? Do you think? Or
Well,
do
we
you
gotta
keep
do
going
some math.
face?
If you do 4 this turn, he's going to be at 13. Tiger gets him to 8.
And then you have 5 in hand with the Eagle
Yeah,
Horn plus
the
hero
bow
power.
gets him to 5, and if enough creatures survive, I think every
And-
point of damage counts right now.
Yeah.
He's
And
got
then the
12 on
other-
the board and no hand. You can't draw.
So drawing into a Doom Guard is the worst that you could get. So, you know, drawing into
Yeah,
a Doom
that's not
Guard
enough.
would be 17. So I think you just go face. I think you
Tiger
Tiger and
face.
you go face. Yeah.
I agree. Well, no, the worst that could happen is you get Argus.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm just talking about like potential like death. But either way, it's not like you know Argus is something you have to worry about, but there's not really like a good answer to deal with stuff now. Anyway, I guess that if you're really worried about that, then you would unleash, and I mean you would just start trading like your crap in. I mean, if you unleashed, you could kill both 4/4s, and you'd be left with some little spider dudes on the board. I guess.
Oh, he wants to go for damage this turn.
Okay. I mean, I guess this way, you know, you still have the unleash sitting there and stuff, and it's like, I think he's just gonna go face with it. Yeah. I mean, next turn, assuming his opponent has that many minions up, that's 5 damage from the unleash. There's 5 damage from hero power plus the bow. I mean, that's 10 damage alone. Plus he has 4 on the board, so damage potential is pretty high. I mean, he's got to tap. I feel like he's got to tap and hope for some sort of taunt. Don't you think?
Yeah.
You don't think he has to tap?
I think he just loses.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do. Yeah, you
Well,
can't
you have
tap
to-
into anything. You have to
You're
tap
right.
into
Oh,
Argus.
yeah, you're right, because he doesn't have the mana for it. Yeah.
There's no card that saves him that's 3 mana playable.
Well, yeah, you're right. Let's see. Is there any way he? Well, I mean, he doesn't know. He doesn't know that Unleash is on in the hand. So I mean, let's assume that he, knowing what he knows, you have to clear everything, and then you don't tap, I guess, right?
No, you don't have to clear everything. Just go face the
No,
rest.
just go face. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So,
Okay.
that's 3 from Unleash, 3 from Bow. So that's game.
I don't think that makes any sense. Like, I don't think there's anything that does 1 damage and not 2 in the Hunter deck. Doesn't everything deal 2 damage or more? That does bonus damage.
I don't know, like a juggle or something. The other juggler plus a minion.
Yeah, even that. I think in that spot, I'd rather go face, because if you go face there, you actually set yourself up for lethal.
Well,
Okay.
either way, Ekop gonna take another one. That's 8 straight games for Ekop in this tournament.
Oh god.
Has just been crushing. He drops a thanks again, man. He's 1 game away from his 3rd straight sweep in the tournament, and he's looking unstoppable. He's bringing out another deck this time around, and
He is unstoppable. You see
Yeah.
this?
yeah, I am seeing this, man.
Yeah.
It seems like it's his tournament, man. And now it's like you have to get the reverse sweep. You have to get the reverse sweep as Lothar.
Lothar's on his Druid deck. Again, I think Druid does okay against his Hunter deck.
And then there's still Zoo though, and what would the other deck be?
It does pretty well against Zoo.
Yeah.
I think maybe against Warrior do pretty poor, because I think the Warrior matchup is pretty even just because the creatures are hard to deal with, but because you have all those little annoying things.
Yeah.
Often the Warrior has an easier time dealing with those than things like Spectral Knights.
Yeah, that's definitely reasonable. Yep. So this variation may end up helping him out, but either way, he's going to be up against it. Definitely going to be quite the challenge to be able to take 3 in a row here against Ekop, who has yet to drop a single game. Lothar, going to give him a minute to think about it, and then we are going to see what he comes up with. He's going to need something special if he wants to beat Ekop and stay alive in the upper bracket. We'll be back after this. Hey guys, welcome back to Heroes of the Cards number 3. Remember, if you are enjoying the stream, please give it a follow. You can also check out the tournament as well as Hitbox on social media. It is HitboxHOC on Twitter for Heroes of the Cards, and it is at Hitbox Live on Twitter for Hitbox. So definitely give them a follow if you're enjoying this stuff. And you can check out Kriparian as well. He is at Kriparian on Twitter. So Krip, we're going into game number 3 here. Lothar has to win 3 straight with his Druid if he wants to take it. And you know, you've been the percentage guy so far. What are the odds here? What are we giving them?
I think we're looking at the sub 10% or so.
We're looking like a
pretty grim.
7, a 5. What are we thinking?
Yeah, it's not good. I think
Not
about
good, man.
I think about 10%.
Okay.
I think that's where he's at. He can pull it out though. I just feel it will be difficult. That's all.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty reasonable statement. I just think it'll be pretty difficult as well. But I mean, pretty damn good start for the Druid. This is the first time he's actually been able to get the Undertaker out on that, you know, right off the bat.
Oh, goody.
It seems like the Hunter might struggle against this.
Well, especially look at the start. I mean, jeez. He's gonna be able to buff it up again. This is like
I think you do freeze that.
Yeah. I mean, the Druid has gotten literally every early card that he has in his deck, basically in his opening hand.
About time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he hasn't gotten it yet at all, but now he's getting right when he needs it. He's getting everything.
I don't feel there was.
Do you think he could have just played the
Yeah.
gnome and then just waited and not
Yeah, I
attack
think
that turn
so.
and play the gnome in next turn? Yeah, I would have
think
liked that
so.
more. Because then he would have had like a buffed up Undertaker out there. You know,
Oh,
he
he
attacks
comes
him
in
with the gnome.
double tiger.
Oh wow.
What I'm talking about. Get that aggression in there.
Yeah. Certainly seems to like playing that kind of style.
This is
Well-
pretty good. You can Undertaker, Innervate, Loot Hoarder.
Yeah.
Or you can Undertaker, Innervate, Wrath.
I like Wrath. I mean, I like getting rid of that just because you don't want to give juggle potential out there. I think it's a pretty decent Wrath target.
I think you should Innervate though.
Yep, I agree. We'll see if he does decide to do that. So he's gonna go with the Wrath. Will he continue with the Innervates? We'll find out. I mean, I think you're right. I think it is definitely the Innervate turn. Yeah. So he's gonna get that second Undertaker out there, and he's gonna have the potential to start, you know, double buffing these up next turn, which is gonna be very nice.
Injured Animal Companion. He really wants a Huffer here. Huffer or Misha? Misha. Wow, I think Misha's actually better than Huffer.
Yeah.
I think those are going in. You can't leave Misha on there.
Yeah. I guess so. Kind of brutal situation though. I mean, if it was either of the other two animal companions, it really would not have been a big deal. This one was big this time.
Follow up with the Tiger. Yeah, I think killing Undertaker here is a good play because if he does get another Death Rattle, he might play that and use Hero Power to finish off Misha.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, Ekop not in the worst of shape.
Yep.
I think you trade. I don't think he used Kill Command. I think you save that as Burst.
Hmm.
I think you trade Tiger and Leper Gnome.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Gets two Tigers down there. Have a Leper Gnome. Really does give him quite a strong board position.
The thing is, if you keep trading, you're probably gonna lose this game as a hunter.
Yeah, you think you're just gonna run out of cards?
That's so dangerous, though. Oh wow. Okay.
Use it in stealth. Wow. Huh.
That Sylvanas, man. Holy cow.
Yeah, Sylvanas is gonna be brutal.
It's not the worst because you can unleash.
Sure.
You can unleash. You can kill off the Undertaker. Oh no.
This is like super greedy if he does that.
I think I would attack the Undertaker with the Tiger, then suicide the other Tiger.
Yeah,
to
into Sylvanas. Yeah, that gives you kind of like that's like the most consistent play, I think.
Well, anything you get, you can kill it off.
Yeah, exactly with the doggy. Yeah. It looks like he is gonna eventually do that.
Nope.
No, it's gonna go face.
Three
Okay.
boys.
All right, well, let's see what he gets.
There's
Three
one
units of
horrible,
dog.
horrible option here. And
Okay,
that was
no
not it. Good. That was a little bit of a risk, and it paid off.
Yep.
Now,
Not the most
Lothar
insane
has
risk.
combo.
Yeah. Yeah, and he only needs 2 more damage to get him
Oh, there it
in
is.
combo range. Wow.
What do you do here? I think you drew the claw face, and then you attack the tiger with hero power.
Yeah, the 5-1. Yeah, he's gonna taunt. Okay.
No, he's not.
Oh no, my mistake. I thought he was. Yeah. Thought I saw
And
him
next
mouse over that.
turn, I think you just heal, and you combo wombo.
Yeah, I think this game is pretty donezo. Looking pretty rough.
Oh, it's Misha time! Misha
Is he
time!
gonna get it?
No, Huffer.
Oh no, Huffer.
So much damage though.
Yeah. He's gonna trade in. So he's still alive. And he has one more turn, but is there anything he can actually draw to kill his opponent after the heal?
Leroy, it has to be Leroy. Oh no, actually, it's kill command. Because he can't hero power and heal.
Oh yeah.
Oh, does that mean Lothar is the better play? That does mean Lothar is the better play. Doesn't it? You
Not
play
sure, I'd
both
have to
animal
think about it.
companions.
Yeah, you're right.
It has to be like
Okay.
Houndmaster or something.
Yeah.
With the heal, he dies the kill command. I guess the odds of that are about equal. Well, Ekop's gonna lose this to Combo Wombo, Force of Nature, Savage Roar, 14 damage, Arenos.
Yep,
No
so that
surprise
is the
there.
first loss of the tournament.
Oh man.
Oh, he's
Well-
spamming the well played. Gotta BM him back.
I actually think
earlier.
he's not gonna play Zoo. I think the Zulak does lose to this. I think he's gonna play Warrior, and if the Warrior drops the game, suddenly Lothar's in pretty decent shape.
But we also have to remember the Druid this time literally had a perfect start.
Yeah.
The well played spam. I think he wants him to leave. I think he's trying to make him leave. Okay, he's not gonna leave. So there you go. It is gonna be 2-1 now. Lothar not gonna get swept out here. Does stay alive on the back of that Death Rattle Druid. And Ekop drops his first game, so he's now 8-1 in the tournament. We are going to give him a minute to think about what he wants to come out with next. He's going to be able to pick that up. He has 2 decks remaining, just needs one more win to move on and face Savitz in that upper bracket finals. We'll see if he's going to be able to do it right after this.
When the time comes, be ready, don't you hesitate. There's nobody left in the world who could ever shake my faith. Holding me back, holding this back, don't you see? You can.
Hey guys, welcome back to Heroes of the Cards number 3. We are moving on into game number 4 here between Lothar and Ekop. And Ekop just dropped his first game in the tournament, so it's not going to be a clean sweep. But he still has 2 more chances to take the series.
Think he's gonna do it?
I think he is. I've got faith. I felt like he was going to win the series before the start, and I still feel like he has a really damn good chance to do it. I mean, yeah, the Lothar's decks are pretty solid, you know, against Zoo and everything, but at the same time, I think it depends more on good draws from Lothar than it does from Ekop, because Zoo is just pretty darn consistent, and you know, if the Death Rattle Druid doesn't draw into those early minions, I think it's going to have a really tough time against Zoo. Whereas, you know, Zoo pretty much always has stuff to play, like you've said yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's see. Flame Imp and the Doggy and the Dark Iron Dwarf to buff the egg. That's pretty strong, but yeah, now you don't want to use the Flame Imp anymore because of the Leper Gnome.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's just going to get out the egg and set up for that turn 2 with the Direwolf Alpha, which is really nice, honestly.
So right now, the scenario is that Lothar's got a pretty garbage opener, but because it is Druid, those cards can be very swingy. Like Swipe might just kill off like 3 or 4 creatures when it lands, and you know, Force of Nature might get 3 as well. So
you just have to kind of hope.
Yeah, you can't really count them out right now.
No. I think you kind of have to hope the stuff doesn't start getting buffed up. It's like, as a Druid, yeah, you have Swipe in your hand, you're feeling, okay, you know, I'm not in a bad spot. But the problems start to come when, you know, stuff like Argus and stuff starts coming down, everything starts getting buffed up out of Swipe range. That's when it starts getting really problematic.
Mm-hmm.
And he's thinking if he wants to use the Sergeant instead. Huh. Interesting. Why if he does go with the Sergeant, why do you think he's going to use the Sergeant instead of the Alpha? I mean...
It's so you can Flame Imp, and also the Sergeant makes it so the Druid needs to use Hero Power. So it's much more of a tempo play.
Yeah.
And I think it's the correct play. Even though it makes your next turn worse, it just puts so much pressure on the Druid.
Yeah, very true. So, gonna work out for him here. And, I mean, now it's like you said, it's kind of a rough situation. I mean, you can hero power out that minion, but
No,
do you think there's any chance of Innervate Swipe?
No, I think his play is the arena play, the greed mode pre-swipe hero power the Flame Imp.
Hero power the Flame Imp, yeah.
Because he can't Argus on 2 mana. He's already burned the coin.
True.
Yep, it's time for some greed, baby.
Well, let's see how it's gonna work out.
On 3 mana, like
there's nothing you can really do to buff it up.
I mean, there's just nothing that has 3 health that's 3 mana in the Zoo deck. Sometimes there's Harvest Bones, but I don't think those are in there. So what's gonna happen is whatever he plays is gonna die to the swipe or the Innervate hero power after the swipe next turn.
Mm-hmm.
So the correct play here is actually to hero power the Flame Imp.
Yeah, it is greedy like you said, but it definitely does seem like it's the best chance, especially considering his hand. There's not really a lot of other options here, but we'll see what he decides to go with. I mean, he's definitely considering all of those options.
Greed play.
Time's running out.
Ah!
With it.
I think Ekop would be manly enough to make that play. Just a hunch. Just looking at his portrait, and he looks
Looking
bold
pretty
enough.
manly.
Yeah.
He does look quite bold. I have to agree with that. All right, so it's looking like it is going to be Alpha coming down here and just pushing damage. I wouldn't have minded. I kind of think I would have liked the egg more, even though this does put a little bit more damage out. Because if you drop the egg this turn, you know, it's kind of like setting up for with Alpha.
That is a draw.
God.
Holy
Wow.
cow. There's no other draw in that deck that was as brutal as that.
Well, and the egg would have been so much better in this situation. I mean, I think that was.
Why is the mouse even going anywhere but Thalnos Innervate Swipe right now?
Well, it's
That
gonna
is
land on
that
it.
is a game-winning draw.
Yeah, that is huge. Imagine if that was an egg, though, man. You know, it makes it so much worse. But either way, you know, what's in the past in the past. Give me the Haunted Creeper. Gonna drop the egg now.
Still pretty decent.
Yeah, he's still in not a bad spot. The Keeper is pretty nice, honestly, here.
I don't like to silence and leave it on the board. Like, the Warlocks just make use out of those crappy minions anyway.
Yeah, I know you've said that, but at the same time, it's kind of scary. Like, if you drop the Yeti and it gets traded in, don't you feel like kind of crappy about that?
Yeah, but the Yeti's probably not going to get traded. He's only got 1 damage on the board.
No, I don't. The Yeti won't die, but I just mean, you drop the Yeti, and then the Dark Iron Dwarf comes out, buffs up the egg goes in, and you have a 4/4 on the board. Does that not bother you more than just silencing it now and potentially having, like a 0/2 getting buffed up?
I don't know.
Well, it's a hard call to make. We'll see what he's going to decide to go with. Looks like it is going to be that silence play.
I think I would Yeti.
Oh, it's going to Yeti. Okay.
Attacking the egg there is like absolutely awful.
Oh yeah, I wasn't saying he's gonna kill it. I just mean
I think the mouse for 1 second actually went over that egg.
Oh really? Wow.
Doomguard's pretty tempting here, man.
Yeah, it is a really nice trade with that, but the dwarf is like, I don't know. If you drop dwarf, I feel like you're kind of like starting to
Now the deck
run
has a
into
lot of
problems on
activations.
cards. Yeah, well, I'm not even talking about the activations. I'm just talking about more like really running out of steam. I think this is a pretty reasonable play because you have 2 4/4s down on the board, and then going forward, you're still gonna have the Doomguard for the next turn, and I mean also it's key that he has the owl for Sylvanas. Like if that does come down,
Yeah.
that's actually pretty big.
I think right now the play for the druid is to just stay alive at all costs.
Yeah.
And I don't think that Force of Nature is really ideal here. I think here you want to silence the 1/1 and hero power it down while trading the Yeti into the Dark Iron. Well, it's a gold and a ruby, and that looks more threatening. Maybe that one.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. It looks like he's okay. He's actually gonna decide to do damage, so he's gonna Wrath and kill that off, and then I think he's just gonna trade the Yeti into the other one. So he's just gonna leave him with the Haunted Creeper on the board. And now, oh wow, yeah, that's a great draw because it allows him to not have to discard an additional card. So Doomguard gonna come down for sure, and he's gonna trade. He's gonna play for the board, and the Warlock's in a pretty reasonable spot right now.
Yeah, that's true.
So Sylvanas comes down. Unfortunately, he did discard his owl. So something that I mentioned him having. He's not gonna have that answer now. Do you think that you do you think that you just taunt up stuff other than the Doomguard and go face? I think that's maybe the best play. Like you just drop the Voidwalker, taunt up the Spider and the Undertaker, and just go face.
Put that garbage on the board.
Because I mean, if you're gonna do anything other than that, then you would have to trade in the Spider first and hope that he steals a Spider, and then when you trade the Doomguard in. But I like this much more. I mean,
you can still trade with Sylvanas using Force of Nature here, I believe. I think that's Force of Nature into the Undertaker and the Spider.
Undertaker and the Spider.
Oh, no, you're not.
Because you can't get through the Voidwalker. You can't, even with the hero power, you still don't get through, so you can't actually trade.
It's 1 health too much.
So, I mean, how much can you actually clear up? You can clear 2 damage.
I think you have to do that anyway.
He can only clear 3 damage from the board. He can only clear 3 damage from the board, so there will still be 7, 9 damage on the board. That's like the best he can really do, because he can take out the Undertaker, he can take out the Spider, but the Spider is still gonna have its 2 death rattles. So he can take out the Voidwalker with 1 in the hero power, and he can take out the Undertaker. So there's still 9 damage sitting there, and he's at 12 HP. So 3 damage ends the game. So the other Doomguard or a Soulfire. Or there might be some other things I'm not thinking of.
At the same time, though, we're hitting 9 mana right now.
Yeah.
If the game isn't ended, the Druid can win with a Savage Roar draw.
Yep.
Because I don't think Sylvanas is going to go down.
No, certainly not. We'll see what the draw is, though.
Oh my god. Doomguard number 2. Dude, Ekop's Zulok is ridiculous, man.
7-0 with the Zulok now, and he's 9-1 overall in games. And we are going to have Ekop going to the upper bracket finals on the back of that draw. He's going to tap just for fun.
The upper bracket finals will be the first match shown tomorrow. It is going to be between Ekop and Saviz, but we don't know that for sure actually.
Yep.
Now, what happened with Powder and Saviz is Saviz was running the Warlock. We hadn't seen the Warlock before, but apparently there was a 1-card difference between the deck that he submitted and the deck that he actually played in that series that we had just seen. And that card was Sylvanas, and it was played in the final match, and it was significant. So the tournament referees have made the call to replay just the last match, even though Saviz played with the deck, I think, more than just the last match. Actually, I think he got all 3 wins with it.
Yeah, we have to point out though that these are important things to point out. Saviz was the one who pointed out that he had the wrong card in the deck.
Right.
First of all, no one else noticed. He was the one who pointed it out.
Yep.
And B, both players, Powder was asked if he wanted the replay. Saviz offered it, and Powder accepted the replay. So it wasn't some sort of shady thing or anything like that. Saviz was the one he recognized. Oh crap! I submitted a deck with 2 Hellfires. I had the Sylvanas in there instead. He was the one who told the admins, and so this was a decision that they did come to.
Mm-hmm. Let's see how it's going to come out. I don't know how much time they need to set up, but I think we're going to take a little bit of a break, and when we come back, we'll see how that ends up.